Hello everyone, it's Adam with the University of Wisconsin Green Bay Admissions Office here. Today I'm going to be providing you a virtual tour of UW Green Bay Marinette campus and highlighting some of the great opportunities we have for you. I myself am a graduate of UW Green Bay Marinette campus back in 2015, so I'm going to share some experiences of things that I really enjoyed and some other great opportunities that await you at UW Green Bay. So today, like I said, we're going to be going through UW Green Bay Marinette campus as part of our 4-campus, 1 university through UW Green Bay. It's going to be a great option for some of you that are looking to start your UW experience closer to home, as well as at a lower price range too. So we're going to start off by getting a view of what UW Green Bay Marinette campus looks like from above. So to our right, we have UW Green Bay Marinette campus with our 3 buildings, the main building, the library, and the theater, as well as our 3 parking lots that are completely free for students to use too. Then on the bottom left, you're going to notice the North Air Apartments, as well as the Field House, which is our workout facility, and gym and pool. One thing with UW Green Bay Marinette campus is that we're located right along the Bay of Green Bay. So you'll notice that we have Roanoke Park, which also has some great study space opportunities for students while it's nice and warm outside, and some research that can be done too with the creek that runs through campus. We're right along Lake Michigan, as I mentioned, which is a great cool gathering place for students to be getting together too. Now we're going to go through the buildings virtually. So the first building that we want to talk about is Student Services, located in the main building. The Student Services is the first thing you notice when you walk into the main building, and you're going to see Pam's smiling face on the top left. Pam is our student and information specialist at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. So if you have any questions whatsoever, you walk on in and say, Pam, I need some help, and she's going to connect you to whatever resource you need help with, whether that be tuition help, financial aid, student employment, scholarships, class registration, anything like that. Pam is there to help you on out. So you just need to let her know how you can get some assistance. She can help you schedule appointments with different people in the office as well. Behind Pam in Student Services, there's Bethany Welch, who's the academic advisor. There's myself in admissions. We also have Shelby Hassel, that is our housing director at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. We have a mental health counselor that comes in on a weekly basis. Cindy Bailey is our campus CEO. And then we have Caitlin O'Clair, which is the CEO assistant at Marinette campus. Lots of great people in Student Services that are here to make sure you're getting all the help you could possibly need. I did mention we have mental health counseling, so that's something that's free for students to use, and a great opportunity to get some help when things are happening in your classes or in your personal life too. Whether you have questions on career services, anything along those lines, Bethany can help you on out, as well as picking out your classes for the next semester. One opportunity that sits in Student Services is going to be work-study positions. There are lots of opportunities as far as work studies, whether that be working at the front desk. We have opportunities in dining, in housing. There's also local internships that are available for students too. And some of the really cool opportunities will allow you to do work-study positions and continue those when you go to main campus at Green Bay campus, if that's something you decide to do. So this past summer at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, we had 2 IT interns. We had Hannah Rice and Megan Finger. Both of these 2 wonderful women are now working at the IT department in Green Bay, and we're able to continue working from one campus to another, which is pretty awesome. One of the reasons why I loved my time with UW Green Bay so much is because I was able to have a one-on-one time with my academic advisor, and they knew all the ins and outs of my classes, of my goals, and of my life. Because UW Green Bay Marinette campus has a small and personal student population, you're not going to be 1 out of 20,000 students. You're going to be Adam in my case, or whatever situation you might find yourself in. It's a one-on-one opportunity that you're not going to have at a larger institution to really get that personal assistance you might need. Outside of Student Services, if you look on the bottom left, is our closet, and you can find that on the 2nd floor of the main building. Our closet is a resource for students that might find themselves in hardship, whether that be financially. They can have opportunities for food, for hygiene products, for different clothing if that's something they need, or school supplies. They just walk on in, grab what resources they may need, and they can leave. It's not something we track. It's just an opportunity for students to get that help when they find themselves in a hard situation. So you'll notice the middle picture right there of a whole bunch of hygiene products. That was actually donated by the Marinette Menominee Chamber of Commerce Young Professionals Group. So that's pretty great of them to do some fundraising for us too. If you have any questions about enrolling in classes, career services, resume building, any of those things, we've got the resources for you too. So you just need to ask for help and we will be there for you. Each year, the UW Marinette Foundation has more than $36,000 in scholarships, and our tuition is extremely low. For one credit at UW Green Bay campus for face-to-face instruction, it is $197.93. That is not something you're going to find at larger institutions. Some larger institutions have credits that range anywhere from $300 to $500 for one credit, and you can get one credit for $197 at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. The other reason I love our tuition at UW Green Bay is because we have the tuition plateau. If you're taking anywhere between 12 to 18 credits in a face-to-face modality, you're going to be paying the exact same cost. A lot of colleges will have you pay per credit. So if you're taking 18 credits, it costs a lot more than if you're taking 12. That's not something you need to worry about at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, which is great as well. In addition to all the wonderful resources we have with student services, we're also veteran friendly. We have an ROTC representative that comes on through, as well as a veterans lounge, which we'll see in a second here. Outside of student services, you'll find the student union in our main building at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. I'm going to start with the picture on the bottom left. We have a bunch of students hanging out and having a good time in the cafe. So we have the campus cafe at UW Green Bay that's open Monday through Friday. It's open from 9 to 1:30. Lots of good snackages in there. I highly recommend the deep fried pickles, but they also have a whole bunch of meal options, drinks, and all those good homemade pizzas, sandwiches, whatever you might be in the mood for, or some of those delicious omelets that you can never have enough of. And there's always daily specials. And behind all those students, you'll notice that there's a calendar on the actual wall of the cafe and commons. That's a great place to make sure you're staying connected on campus. So they all have a monthly list of events that are taking place at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, as well as NWTC Marinette, which is about 1 mile down the road. Any events that are happening for those students are events that our students with UW Green Bay Marinette campus can also participate in. Within the student union itself, we've got foosball tables, pool tables, dart boards, board games, whatever it is that you could be interested in for some fun between classes, we've got you covered. It's a great place to meet new people while between classes, as well as the top middle picture, that's our Veterans Lounge, which is located right in the student union. It's going to be a quieter space where students can work on homework and also have nice conversations with students that are other veterans, as well as our ROTC representative. Lots of resources right there in the student union, as well as we have the LGBT Center of Marinette campus on the top left. There's an entire library of resources for students that are trying to educate themselves, or if students just need someone to talk to, we have people that will come in and have great conversations as well. We have different programming that's put on by the LGBT Center of Marinette campus, so whether it's karaoke nights, guest speakers, safe ally trainings, lots of different opportunities just to explore some more and get some information to broaden your overall horizons. One cool thing about the LGBT Center of Marinette campus is that it's the first LGBT center within a 3-county radius. So a lot of people came to the opening of the LGBT Center at Marinette campus because they didn't have any local resources. So we're very honored to house this at UW Green Bay Marinette campus so students and community members alike can educate themselves on different resources in the community right here at Marinette campus. We also have an intern this year, Isaac, who does a great job with different opportunities for events like I've mentioned. So we're very excited to see what that holds for the future too. In our main building, we have a lot of classrooms, and you're going to have a great opportunity to have a great connection with your faculty because of the number of students at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. The average class size at UW Green Bay Marinette campus is 12 students, and the student to faculty ratio is 9-to-1 at UW Green Bay Marinette. Think about that for 1 second. 12 students in your class for an average class size. You're going to have a ton of one-on-one instruction with your professor, and they're going to know you by first name, and you're going to know ins and outs of your faculty members' lives. One of the reasons I loved my experience at UW Green Bay so much with Marinette campus was because of this. To this day, I run into professors that I had in classes at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, and we have conversations. I now work there, so they know me from that too, but some faculty members are no longer with UW Green Bay Marinette campus that I had while I was there, and we're able to talk about those experiences we had in class and catch up because the opportunities for relationship building are so strong. Another great thing about the faculty at Marinette campus is that 85% of the full-time faculty members hold a terminal degree or a PhD. That means the highest degree they can achieve, they have it. You're going to be learning from this faculty member and not a teacher's assistant. At some very large institutions, you might have 500 people in your class. You do not learn from your professor. You're going to be instructed by a graduate student that is working on their studies. At Marinette campus, we don't have teacher's assistants. You're going to be learning from your faculty members from start to finish from your course, and they're going to be having the highest degree they can achieve in that subject matter. So we have a couple faculty members that we want to highlight on this screen here. We have on the top left an assistant professor of natural and applied sciences, Dr. Ritchie, which Dr. Ritchie took last year off and did some crazy important research that is linking cytobacteria to toxins that may potentially cause Alzheimer's and other diseases like it. This is undergraduate research that students can study at UW Green Bay Marinette campus because they take classes with Dr. Ritchie. You're not going to have the opportunity to go to a larger institution that has 20,000 students to do undergraduate research like this your first semester in college. This is something that students at larger institutions will have to do when they are a graduate student. So that just means you're going to have all those personal resume builders from Marinette campus that would not otherwise be an option. To our top right, we have our Associate Professor of Astrology and Physics, Dr. Paul Erdman, who is in this picture using some equipment and telescopes with some students, faculty, and staff to view the transit of Mercury in front of the sun. So lots of cool opportunities with that. One of Paul Erdman and Dr. Erdman's most popular classes at UW Green Bay is either physics or astronomy. So students will have the opportunity to take astronomy if they like for a lab science, and they can go out and view the stars, as well as they have some lecture courses based off of that too. And then on the bottom right, we have the Associate Professor Rebecca Stone Thornberry, who is in charge of our theater and dance department at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. Not only does she help with the productions at Theater on the Bay, but she also acts in them with her husband as well. Right next to her in the Santa costume is her husband, John, and he's actually in charge of the bookstore at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. So we have a ton of great faculty at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, and one thing that's super awesome about these faculty members in the small class sizes is a lot of these professors teach at both Marinette campus and Green Bay campus. If you were to start your program at UW Green Bay Marinette campus and continue in Green Bay, you may have some of these exact same professors at both locations, which is pretty awesome. Now that we talked about some of the awesome faculty, let's talk about some of the hands-on learning opportunities at Marinette campus. So beyond having the associate's degree at Marinette campus that we've always had, students are now going to be able to receive a bachelor's degree at UW Green Bay Marinette campus starting in fall of 2020. The bachelor degrees that we're going to be offering that are shiny and brand new are business management, electrical engineering technology, health information management and technology, psychology, and writing and applied arts for a BFA. So a ton of great opportunities for students to get that bachelor's degree as well as the associate's degree that we've always offered. One great thing about the associate's degree is that it's extremely transferable. So if you want to finish your degree at May campus in Green Bay, if you want to transfer outside of UW Green Bay entirely to a different UW school or outside of the UW system altogether, that associate's degree is going to be extremely transferable. So if you want to get your start here and finish elsewhere, that's an option, but we'd love for you to finish as a Phoenix at UW Green Bay, and that is an extremely easy process too, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So here are some hands-on learning opportunities that we wanted to highlight for you. The middle picture in the top is with Liddy Dillman. She is our art faculty member at UW Green Bay, and they are taking a class on paper making. That sounds super exciting to me, but I don't have patience for anything like that. But that's a pretty awesome class and opportunity for students to really get their hands dirty, but also learn about that process from start to finish, which is pretty awesome. And then on the bottom left, we also have students that are taking life drawing lessons to perfect their art skills overall. Outside of some of the arts, there's also a whole bunch of other hands-on learning like undergraduate research, like I mentioned with Dr. Ritchie, as well as the opportunity to do dissections of specimens. Now that's not my forte, but that might be something that is really exciting for you to continue with human biology or anything along those lines. Outside of the biology classes and anatomy and physiology, we also have a greenhouse for horticulture studies at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. So while I was a student at UW Green Bay, the greenhouse was overgrown, but students have since gone in, cleaned up the plants in there, done some reorganization, rehomed some plants across campus, and it's a great area now. It might not be the best smelling, but it is a great area for students to do some horticulture research for botany classes. So study the plants and all that good stuff, and then continue with their overall research, which is pretty awesome. One of my favorite hands-on learning opportunities that I had while I was at UW Green Bay Marinette campus was some of the psychology information that I learned. Now, if you know anything about me, I'm a business student. I did not want to take psychology, but I had a really cool opportunity to take a psychology class that had a lot of textbooks that we read. I know you're thinking reading's not fun, Adam, what are you talking about? But the hands-on learning that went with the reading was super interesting to me. So we talked about different research techniques that people use through psychology and some of the results of that research, and it really got me interested in a topic that I did not think I would enjoy, and the hands-on learning was a big factor for some of the reason I enjoyed my time with UW Green Bay Marinette campus. In addition to all these resources being available on campus, we also have a tutoring center where students can get some help if they need assistance to do hands-on learning. There's going to be different tutors in person to help you. We have different faculty members that have their offices right within the tutoring center, as well as we have a computer lab right next door for students to use if they don't have the resources of their own. Now that we've talked about the hands-on learning in the main building at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, let's take a look at the library itself for the library and technology. So at the library, students are going to have the opportunity to use different computer labs there as well. Yes, there's a computer lab in every single building at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, as well as they're going to be able to take some streamed courses. Now you're thinking library, there's books. Yes, there are. There's a ton of them. Another great thing with UW Green Bay Marinette campus is that because we're involved with UW Green Bay Marinette, UW Green Bay, we're able to get textbooks sent from the #1 library in the UW system at UW Green Bay to Marinette campus. Or if Green Bay doesn't have the textbook, we can get it from any of the other UW schools that might possibly have it. Also in the library building is going to be the UW Marinette Foundation. Those are the very nice people that we say give out about $36,000 each year for scholarships. Now you can see there that we have some computers all set up in the library, but we also have a computer lab that is attached to the library. And we have 3 great staff that work in the library to help you with whatever you might need assistance with. That might be your distance education classes. That might be some research that you need to find some textbooks for. They're going to be the great folks to help you get prepared for that next step and to get those projects completed. One really cool thing about UW Green Bay Marinette campus and our library and technology is that we have distance education courses. You might be taking a class with an instructor that's either teaching in Green Bay, Manitowoc, or Sheboygan, but you're viewing live streamed video in class in Marinette. Now that might not sound that exciting because you're thinking, what happens if I have a question? But we have a solution for that. For the stream courses, there's different interactions that can take place. So they have buzzers, kind of like Family Feud, but not as aggressive. You press the little buzzer and it notifies your professor that you have a question. You're able to ask that question in live time and get that response in live time too, which is a great way to make sure you're not falling behind in any of the subjects that aren't making extreme sense to you. So that's one thing that's really awesome about our distance education classes. And we have Craig Young, who's in charge of our technology and library services. He's a great person to get in touch with if you have any questions about those modalities as far as distance education and needing some assistance. So that is a brief overview of our library. And now we're going to be talking about some of the activities at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. So we have 16 different student clubs and organizations and lots of other events that take place on a weekly basis too. The bottom left is an event that's one of my personal favorites for the year. That's the presentation that takes place on International Women's Day, where women from campus and the community come in and talk about some of the awesome things they've accomplished in their lives, as well as the history behind different things that women have overcome. So that is a great opportunity to network, make connections, and potentially find internships too for some of the industries in the area. Outside of the campus clubs, there's also opportunities to come for Music Mondays and hear different guests and performances, as well as professional speakers and more like I had mentioned. In the bottom right, you'll notice some intramural sports. With housing at Marinette campus, a lot of students will try to do some pickup games, and that's a great way to organize some intramural activities. In addition to all those great things, we always have different community and campus events, And a lot of the times they'll involve food on the top right. So we've had kombucha days, we've had salad bars, we've had the baked potato bars. We have all those things to have fun events and have different learning opportunities while those are going on. So we've celebrated lots of Chinese New Year and different events that might be some eye-opening experiences for students so that they can become more cultured individuals right on campus at UW Green Bay Marinette. Inside the community options too, we have the continuing education department that have different courses and learning opportunities for you as well. So if that might be sign language classes, Excel and Microsoft skill opportunities too, lots of opportunities to make sure you're getting some career advancement to help boost that resume overall. But one of the best parts of being on campus is that you're being intertwined with the community. There's lots of presenters that come to campus, like I mentioned. Lots of different things take place at Marinette campus because we are a county-owned building. And it's a great way to get connected and roots within the community or learn more about an area that you didn't know a ton about. Now let's take a peek over at the theater building. So the theater houses Theater on the Bay. You'll notice an awesome sculpture by Dr. LaMalfa in the top left picture. The Theater on the Bay is somewhere that I actually grew up, which is one of the reasons I wanted to attend UW Green Bay Marinette campus as well, because I was able to grow up through UW Green Bay. I started productions when I was in 4th grade, and I didn't stop until I was in college. So I had the opportunity to work with the Children's Theater, which is for students aged 6 to 18, and then there's also the Adult Theater for Theater on the Bay too. It's a collaboration between the campus and the community as well, and the theater holds lots of great productions a year. There's multiple plays that take place. Students can actually get college credit for being in the plays, the musicals. They can get college credit for being backstage, on stage, and doing lights and all that good stuff too. In addition to Theater on the Bay and the productions with that, we also have the NEW Band, which is a band for the community, and the West Shore Chorale students can participate in. So if you like band and choir, that's not something that has to end when you graduate high school. We also have different classrooms that are located right inside the theater, as well as a Mac lab for different resources and an art studio that students can participate in. Now that we've talked about some of the great things in the Theater on the Bay, we'll talk about the Fine Arts Gallery too. But one thing I wanted to point out first is the bottom right picture is Mamma Mia, which is the musical we did last summer. And the person on the far right standing up with her finger in the air, that's actually Carrie Moody. She's the Alumni Relations Coordinator with UW Green Bay. So not only is Theater on the Bay a community experience, it's also an experience between different campuses with UW Green Bay, which I think is pretty awesome. We have the productions in there. We also have orientation in there, different speakers, drug and alcohol lessons, all that kind of stuff to help students educate themselves and just learn more about all the students that surround them. Now let's look at the art gallery. Right across the hall from Theater on the Bay is the Fine Arts Gallery. So this is something where students are able to showcase their work, as well as artists from the campus community are able to bring in their awesome pieces to show off for different receptions and installments throughout the year. So this is something that our art faculty member does a wonderful job collecting different curations of pieces, and they also have the opportunity to show student coursework in here too. So that is a view at the 3 main buildings on the right side of the screen for UW Green Bay Marinette campus. Now let's take a peek at the North Air Apartments as well as the Field House. So in the Field House is where you will see our athletic facilities. So we have the 3 different teams that we'll like to highlight there. We've got the men's basketball team, women's basketball team, and the women's volleyball team. Our women's volleyball team, we'd like to give a big shout out to them because they were the state champions this year for the conference, which is pretty awesome. In past years, we have had golf teams and more teams too, and there's always opportunities for that to grow if students are able to collect together. Now, the Field House is about a half mile down the road from the 3 main buildings on campus, and directly across the street from the Field House is student housing. In the Field House itself, there's a gym, which is featured on the bottom right, completely free for students to use, as well as they can just come on in, sign in, and get their workout on and head on out whenever that might be. There's the gym with the basketball hoops, where a bunch of larger events take place on campus, like different career fairs and that kind of stuff too. and even college fairs to see what that might be like. And then on the bottom left, we have the River Cities pool, which is open for our students to use. We've got the locker rooms, all that good stuff in there. And we have lifeguards through River Cities pool frequently in there so that they might have different classes taking place, like water aerobics, but they also have different workout things and classes that take place, like body works and that kind of stuff too. So going through the athletic teams, we have the top left, that's our women's volleyball team with Coach Dan. I want to highlight Sierra, who's the libero in the red shirt. Sierra is also a front desk worker with UW Green Bay Marinette campus in PAM. So you might see her there, and she's a wonderful person too. The middle picture on the top is our men's basketball team with Coach Brian. And then on the right, we have our women's basketball team with Coach Tyler Morris. Tyler is also the athletic director for UW Green Bay Marinette campus and the food service director too. Lots of great teams here and a great way to get involved on campus and going to cheer on your Buccaneer athletics too. So it might be the UW Green Bay Phoenix, but our athletics are still Buccaneer strong, and they're going out there doing a great job against a whole bunch of other UW schools and even additional schools beyond that too. Now you'll see that we have the field house on the bottom right. We also have some classes in there for geology sciences, but that's the building's primarily used for the athletic facilities as well as the gym and more. Right across the street, you'll see then that we have the North Air Apartments, and that's the student housing options available at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. So as I mentioned, housing and the field house are about a half mile up the road from the three main campuses at UW Green Bay, and it's part of the North Air Apartments. There are different options as far as 1- and 2-bedroom apartment rooms, and the rooms are fully furnished. You just need to bring your own microwave and anything that you might need in the kitchen, like plates, pans, that kind of stuff, and obviously the food. But overall, housing is a great way to get involved on campus too. There's a lot of different events that housing puts on to make sure their students are staying active in the campus community, as well as it's going to be an opportunity for you to meet a bunch of students that you might not otherwise meet. So it could be students that are international students, students from Milwaukee, from far up in the UP, all of that good stuff are going to be options because of housing at UW Green Bay. In addition to having the 2- and single bedroom apartments, there's also going to be the free Wi-Fi, a cable, all that kind of stuff's available. You just need to bring the connections to connect that to like your TV, that kind of stuff. So that is your overview of UW Green Bay Marinette campus for today. Now I hope that you've learned lots and that you let us know if there's any questions you have as far as applying, or if you need more questions answered. We're more than happy to help you get those all figured on out to see what our current students are doing, what some of our graduates are doing, all of those options as well. Now, don't forget, there's lots of great ways to connect with us for UW Green Bay, whether it be social media or just asking some more questions too. We are here to help. So Marinette campus is the one that started on the top right, as well as we have Manitowoc campus, Sheboygan campus, and then our 4-year campus of Green Bay. I did mention that we will have bachelor degrees at UW Green Bay Marinette campus for fall 2020. One more time, that's business management, electrical engineering technology, health information management and technology, psychology, and then writing and applied arts for a BFA. One thing that I always love to mention too is that we do have a lot of students from the Upper Peninsula that attend UW Green Bay Marinette campus. And one thing I'd like to talk to them about is the Upper Michigan Phoenix Award. If you live in Upper Michigan and you are admitted to UW Green Bay, you are awarded the Upper Michigan Phoenix Award. That makes the cost for UW Green Bay the exact same as in-state tuition. That's a 50% discount on tuition to help you with cost at UW Green Bay and UW Green Bay Marinette campus. Now we know this is a virtual tour, so we'd love to see you in person on campus, and you can sign up right there at uwgreenbay.edu/visit-Marinette. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and that's a great way to see what some of our current students and previous students have accomplished at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. One more time, this is Admissions Adam here with UW Green Bay. I hope you've enjoyed your virtual tour today, and I hope that we get to hear more from you soon. You can always reach out to me. You can contact me via phone call, text, email, whatever works for you. You can call or text me at 715-504-3303, and my email is just my name, So LANDENB and then a@uwgb.edu. Any of those questions, please reach out and be glad to help. And I hope you enjoyed the virtual tour today of UW Green Bay Marinette campus. Thanks.